What's up everyone, this is Cher talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be talking about Seaside Cave Adventure. This is the newest event, it's a global exclusive and a very nice event for farming, for items. You can get a lot of things from the event missions, even amplified badges. There are plenty of them, you can check here, they are on the end. And we need, because there are a lot of good amplification skills, but you do need to finish with featured characters. You need to bring either Katarina, Court Mage or Ranger. These are the characters from the last Global X banner. There is also an exchange shop, and here you can find Mr. Thing's skin, very beautiful. Then Purple Fluorescent Hat is the best helmet for STR based characters. Fury Red Visor is for intelligence-based characters, and Lemon Soda Pendant is necessary for dexterity-based characters. All of them also increase resistance to some different damage types. There are many books, amplification badges, and gold pieces, but not just that, there is also Testament of Might rank 3. This is the first time that it appears on a normal shop besides a challenge. So the shop here is pretty nice, there's many things, even flashstone medals. Now let's talk about the stages. We have 5 different stages for each difficulty, and on ultra hard all stages will have the same HP cap, that being 1850, always 10 more than the game shows. Right here we have enemies with the same amount of HP, around 110,000. That's a lot. The game is becoming harder, and they are also allowing you to farm the way you want. That makes it much better in my opinion. And they are also trying to force the new meta that's about to come, that is a row and column meta. We get characters that can do row and column attacks with very high power that are better than AoEs. AoEs will have a little lower power or more costly BP, and then row attacks will be cheaper and you can fire them more times. So stage number 1 has enemies aligned in a row so that you can take advantage of this, but we just don't have that many characters that do strong row attacks to make this work, so that's why we'll still be using AoE here. And then the stage number 2 has enemies aligned in different positions, so you have to use full AoE. Then we have the third stage where you can attack with column, at least on the first wave, and that means that we can also go for full AoE if you want. Stage number 4 has enemies aligned in a row, but also can be inflicted with single target attacks. That's the mentality behind all the stages, but they have different weaknesses, so that's why we'll be using particular characters. And let's talk about strategy number 1 for stage 1. Okay, so my best strategy brings Rick and UDX Bertrand for Magia fight formation. Rick is a very powerful character in the STR position because of Flame Frenzy. He's gonna open with that, and because Bertrand is on the back, he's gonna use his Abaddon Hands by inheritance, and he's gonna kill the enemies, allowing him to get PP back and attack again. Those two characters cannot deal with that by themselves. He need an extra help from a third character that I still consider as a trainee. In this case, I'm showcasing Polka because it works, but it's overkill. We only need around 28,000 damage from your trainee, so it can be either the 3 attacking together or someone strong, but this formation is super fast and works. Let's go. Okay, so Rick, he's extremely powerful if you have him maxed. It's gonna do like 64,000, and in Abaddon Hands it's gonna kill these enemies. They have around 110,000, so it works, but now it doesn't have such a powerful attack again. Since I'm bringing Polka, it's doing 51,000. It's even lower damage than Rick, but it still works if you're bringing him, or you can bring Joe with a delay so that she uses only on turn 2. Now we have stage number 2. In this stage you find enemies weak to Pierce, but also to other elements, but the only common thing is Pierce. And they are also demons, so you get critical damage, and that's why I'll be showing Ildon here. He works pretty well by doing damage with his second skill. And the formation is Amazon Raid X. I have Human Forneus on the front line because his Spinning Trample is just so powerful, works all the time. And then we have Ildon in the middle. His attack is Phantom Raven, it's Slash and Pierce, and can even give paralyzes. Critical against Undead and Demon. The other character here is Matriarch, and we're gonna use her Gleaming Way. You can also use Cordelia from Perfector banner with her second skill. So they work the same, and you can bring 2 trainees in this one. Spinning Trumpet being on the front line is good because it guarantees that your Forneus will always attack. Phantom Raven, and it kills everyone. It's only deep power, but when it hits critical gets extra damage, and that's what helps. The second strategy for stage 1 is to bring Dorra. Dorra actually has a row attack called Doom Ray that has 8 power and deals fire and lightning damage. The enemies are weak to fire, so we can use it twice, and then we need extra help. Matriarch is gonna help with her Gleaming Way. It's a fast attack, deals enough damage, and there is also Darque. With Darque, you need to amplify Sword Ballet so that it becomes Sword Ballet Plus, and leave Kaleidoscope on 16 so you can attack with the same attack with Dan on both waves. This formation is Rainbow Rangers, and you can bring 2 trainees. Dorra's gonna hit Dan with the same damage after Matriarch. Matriarch number 3. Sword Ballet dealing around 41,000 is pretty good damage. Darque is still a reliable damage dealer, just like human Forneus is. It's pretty much the same damage as Dorra. Now, stage number 3 is one of the best ones to farm because the first wave has enemies that can be instant killed. So Albert, UDX Death number 2, and Time Lord works pretty well here. He kills the first wave and can still attack the second one, although he's not strong. The enemies on the second wave are weak to cold and lightning. You can go with the Magia fight formation to increase the turn order of Albert so that he goes first in the first wave, one-shotting the enemies, and then you can bring someone in the back that is a fast attacker. I am bringing Leon because I want to train him, and he also buffs blue, and you can bring him as a trainee even if the enemies are not weak. But you can bring Joe in the back line, you can bring the latest version of Liz, you can even bring Vassault. They are fast attackers with cold damage, and they are going to help the same. It's just that this also works, and these characters are not using in other strategies on this video. You can bring at least 2 trainees with this one. If you're bringing someone like Vassault or Liz in the back row, I can tell you that the damage won't be much difference. Leon deals a lot because he actually buffs the party too. So we can ignore the enemy weaknesses with this strategy. See? It's dealing as much damage as some other people would do. We got a combo in the mid row, but doesn't matter. All we need is Mega Wind Blast. Now there's another way to deal with this stage, and it's to bring mages that can do cold attacks. What I have here is Vassault because he has Diamond Dust Plus. He can use this twice in a row. This is very good. And there is also Bertrand with Inheritance of Frost Quake, so you need both versions of him. And with Joe, you go with Sorbet Flambe and Inheritance of El Nino. With this, you have enough damage to finish and bring 2 trainees. So the good thing about pairing Joe with Bertrand is that they get stronger together, and Joe will always go first. Vassault has Agility Plus position, so he goes before Bertrand, and Bertrand can kill at least 1 enemy and get BP back, because we're gonna need that Frost Quake again on the second wave. $55,000, it's half the damage we need. Moving on to the next stage, number 4, we have 2 enemies in each wave. They are weak to cold and lightning again, but sometimes to blunt and pierce. And that's why using human Forneus is good here. If you have him, but you don't have the other characters where I used him before, you can bring Dorra. So Dorra hits with the Dorra. They are also aligned in a row. And I have Vassault here again because of his Diamond Dust Plus. You can do a lot of damage with this setup, and you can bring 2 trainees, Rainbow Rangers formation. Okay, let's go. Spinning Trample is still very powerful and hit both weaknesses from these enemies. So here you already have 80,000. These enemies have 110,000, so Vassault is doing even more than we need. Exactly, doing even more than Forneus. It's just that it's easier to use physical builds than magical builds with the formations that we have right now. Got a combo, but it's not needed. But guys, this is the last strategy. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you want to support the channel, there are links here in the description of the video. And don't forget to join our Discord server where we talk about SaGa and RPGs in general. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye.